I also like the idea of kids knowing their genetic identity early.
Yeah.
You know, we have so many misconceptions. There's oral history that's often wrong. People grow up thinking they're Cherokee. They take their DNA and they're so disappointed because they have 0%, they have 0.5%. Start them young. Let them know the truth.
Good.
Is there a minimum age?
No, well, I think Ancestry on the consent says 13.
Okay.
But I don't know that most people realize that it says that because most people just check the box and
I just got the parents to sign the forms.
yeah. So I don't think there's officially a minimum age, but I do think if you're going to do DNA matching, it's something that you have to really think about before you opting them into that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any real risk of a child learning their ancestral origins or ethnicity early, but there could be a risk with, especially if there's some family that might be estranged or there's an adoption situation or there turns out to be a misattributed parentage situation, you could really get in some hot water that a 12-year-old might not be ready for. But I think the ethnicity part that they're doing with the seedlings is, you know, there isn't too much that can go wrong there.
Yeah.
I mean, they might learn something surprising, but it's something they should know. It's their identity.
Yeah.
And that, I think, helps the children to have a more international outlook too, to see, because you know nobody's pure. Everyone's going to have at least different regions in Europe, and that's eye-opening for people. And it's good to start them. It's good to start them young with that. You know, I think it will help with prejudice and lots of things to help our children be more open-minded. So by the time they're adults, maybe we'll have less problems in that area. I think it's going to be individual with every family because DNA testing is something that really requires thoughtful consideration before doing it. And so your specific family situation or structure is going to affect your decision on whether to test your child. The other thing is I think it should come from the children. I think you shouldn't probably just test a child's DNA just because you're curious. It should be coming from them.
Yeah.
And so wait till they're old enough that it's of interest. Now, my son wanted to do it when he's like 6 because I was doing it all the time. He's like, please let me spit in the tube. Please, please, please. So I did. But that might not be the best decision for everybody. And because there are surprises that come up sometimes, as I said, the DNA cousin matching, it's a good thing the companies, although we don't like it because it's less matches, it's good that the companies are offering that opt-in, opt-out. Because it's much easier for people to just take baby steps in. And if they do just want that admixture, that's a good thing for children to know. But they don't have to go all in immediately. They can turn that on when they're adults, or they can maybe never turn that on. So I feel pretty strongly that it's each individual's own journey, whether they're adopted or not, it should be coming from us. And once we've tested their DNA, it's tested. And although I'm not a fearmonger about that, about genetic information being public, you never know what's going to happen. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Blaine Bettinger and I are wrong, and we both think it's no big deal. And have tested our children, and lots of other genetic genealogists have, but we can't foresee the future. So that's another thing to think about, because once you test their DNA, it is out there. I'm not saying it's out there everywhere, but it is in a database. If you upload them to GEDmatch, that's another consideration. If you've got that raw data on a computer, that's another situation. So I don't see a lot of problems with it, but we have no idea what we'd be doing in genetic genealogy now. So I don't think we can foresee every possibility.
Changes quicker.